What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Undrafted Opinions, where we give you another lens on the worldwide world of sports.
That's one too many worlds in there. But that's
anyways,
okay.
That's how it works around here. I am Richard Redio.
I'm Jacob Bullard.
And we have a bunch of awesome topics that we're going to talk about. We're just going to talk about the World Cup. And that's
So we
don't
have a bunch of awesome topics?
But yeah, there's a bunch of topics within those topics. So we'll talk about that. And then, we're going to get into that. But before you do that, go ahead and like the video. Go ahead and subscribe to the College Avenue channel. And go ahead and share this with any other person that likes sports, because that's what we like talking about. If you have any suggestions on sports to talk about, let us know in the comments down below. Let us know if you disagree or agree with us. You like to talk to people. And if you want to talk to us one-on-one, our Twitter handles are down there, I guess. And but let's get into it. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
So as of today, which I have not updated that calendar, but it's July 6th. And so France and Belgium have already gone through. We were going to record, but we got busy, obviously. It was a 4th of July week. I was actually going to pick, out of the next round, I was going to pick France and Belgium. But
oh, so you're just going to retroactively be like, those were totally my picks.
I was literally going to go, because I was going to make the case against Brazil. But Belgium already did it for me, so that's okay.
Okay.
But
I'll let you have that one.
So talking about the Uruguay-France game, what basically went down. You want to talk about it? Since you watched it live.
So Uruguay were without Cavani. I think really that's the big thing for them. It was just Luis Suarez up top. So I think they had a really hard time, just in general, on the attack. I think that just France was just able to control the whole game kind of front to back. And Uruguay didn't have an outlet. And Cavani's bigger than Suarez is too, so I felt like they were missing kind of a target man.
Yeah, because a lot of what you saw in the previous round was that ball that was it's slinged in from Suarez to Cavani, basically that combo.
Yeah. They
kind of figured it out how to get those guys to work really well.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoy. It took them 8 years, but it's whatever. Definitely missing Cavani. I think that honestly, if they're just missing that midfield piece for them. I think they would be more. I think they would be easily a top 5 team.
Yeah.
But you could probably make the case now if they're a top 5 team. But they're definitely against any team in the world. They're not gonna lose 10 out of 10 games. They're not gonna lose very many of those.
They're competitive.
Yeah,
for sure. So. And they were also a little bit unlucky. It kind of took the wind out of their sails a little bit on that second French goal. It was Griezmann that kicked it from outside the box, and Muslera, it starts with an M. The Uruguayan goalkeeper totally botched it, and it was a curious mistake. If you guys watched the Champions League final, So that kind of took the energy out of Uruguay once that happened. I think Uruguay, probably the 10 or so minutes before that happened, they were playing pretty well against France. Obviously, they were down 1-0 from the Rafael Varane header, but that really kind of they were dead after that.
Yeah,
they really didn't have anything. I think they kind of knew it was over.
Yeah, because that goal is just a goal that shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
it's obviously just been parried, but kudos to Griezmann's screw it, we'll see what happens, and it worked out for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think France, that's what they need to do more often. I think that's instead of sometimes when you can't make that final third pass or final pass in the last third, instead of doing that, that can replace that kind of production in a way. And Griezmann's, I think that's helped him out in confidence, so it should help him out in the next game, because he's not had the best tournament so far as well.
Yeah. It was a pretty testy game too, but there was a lot of it looked like Mbappe was kind of he's been in the Neymar school of diving over there at PSG a little bit maybe.
Yeah.
So there was the Uruguayan players were kind of getting in his face a bunch. There were a bunch of people booked for descent. It was pretty crazy. So I think the standout person for me in this game was Conte. I think he had his best game of the World Cup so far. He was just like the Conte that we're used to seeing. Like nothing gets by him. He just retrieves every single ball that there is. And
definitely worth that 89 rating on FIFA. Was he 89? No, 87.
87.
89 next year.
That team of the year Conte, though.
Oh. Nani. All right. Moving on to Brazil, Belgium. Woo.
What a game this was.
Yeah, a tight. Or not. I mean, it wasn't tight in the beginning. Like, definitely Belgium could have ended it sooner.
I mean, Brazil, I think were a better team in the beginning.
Yeah, but I meant like as in like because they got the early goal.
Yeah.
And with the little fluke goal, unfortunately, which again, that's someone should have got in front of him. So I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. Well, there should have been someone on the. Was there someone? I don't think there was anyone on the post either.
Yeah, no one was on the post. Yeah. So I think if anything, one of those two guys that were behind him should have been on the post.
Yeah.
And then De Bruyne is like just like I'm Kevin De Bruyne.
And I approve this message.
No assist today. Lukaku's probably gonna whiff on it, so it doesn't matter. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, Brazil very much was aggressive. I think it's a Brazil that we were like not missing, but definitely a more active Brazil. I definitely like Douglas Costa over Willian for sure. I think that was kind of a mistake throughout the tournament. Is like having him come off the bench. You should have started to start him over. It's not that Willian is a bad player, or it just like it seems like Douglas Costa was just getting into space better and giving better support over Willian, unfortunately. But I think regardless, if it might have even happened to where Douglas Costa could have the bad tournament and then Willian coming in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it could have come that way as well.
I think that like you said, Douglas Costa performed pretty well, and Marcelo was working really hard on the left-hand side. I think their problem in this game was that there were too many people trying to control the game in the middle. I think, again, so like Gabriel Jesus went the whole tournament. I don't think he scored in any of their games. And
yeah, I don't think he did. Yeah.
I still felt like as talented as he is, and I've seen him play like week in, week out at Manchester City. Like he's great and he's going to be better than he is now. But I felt like he was just in Neymar's way the whole time. I feel like he doesn't know his role in the Brazilian team. Like obviously he's the striker, but positionally, I don't think he lacks. I think maybe the familiarity with everyone else to know like what Neymar's going to do, what Coutinho's going to do, what Douglas Costa's going to do on the right, cutting inside or whatever. So I felt like he was always just in someone's way.
Yeah.
So they ended up later in the match bringing on Firmino for Gabriel Jesus, but I think maybe that's something that they should have started with.
I think Firmino seems like he knows where people are going to be, and then gets it out of the way because you've seen that at him at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And he knows how to get out of the way of Salah on his runs, and I think he's probably the more experienced player in that position. And that's why they should have eventually made that move because you already talked about that before, seeing that. But I didn't think I think like how it happened was kind of how I imagined it happening, just a stupid goal getting in, and then Belgium just having like a nice either Kevin De Bruyne just puts it right in the right spot or him, and then somehow like I knew Brazil was going to be able to like put a lot of pressure. Because they can do that, and they have like a backline to support that as well.
Yeah.
It's just like they were just kind of unlucky in a way, because lucky and unlucky at the same time. Because like Lukaku should have got that ball service from Hazard, but it's Hazard, so it is what it is.
Yeah, and Belgium were also really lucky not to give up a penalty earlier in the second half. Was it the second half? Company brought down Gabriel Jesus in the box, and I thought it was a penalty. He was not going to get to the ball though. The last touch that he made, the ball was going to go out. And I think maybe that's what maybe changed the referee's mind because they didn't even review it on VAR, but like Company slid straight through him.
Okay.
So I think Belgium were lucky there because Brazil would have got back in the game a little earlier. And obviously they spent the last 15 minutes. There was only a 1-goal difference. Brazil definitely had their chances. I don't think Belgium, at least in that last little bit of the game, defended all that well. They had kind of been playing this counterattack kind of style most of the game, and then they really had to sit in. Belgium were really turning the screw like the last 20 minutes of that game, and like got the first goal back and had a couple of really good. Coutinho specifically had like one really good chance for an equalizer, and they just like couldn't get that like last shot on target. And well, Courtois did have a really big save at the very end too. So yeah, it was a great win for Belgium. I don't know how they're gonna do against France, but I think they played really well. They were really good on the break. Lukaku was just bullying Miranda like all day.
He was doing his job.
I always forget how fast he actually is.
Yeah, because like you see how he holds up the ball and you're like, oh, and then he moves with the ball. And you're like, and then he fucking has a little.
What he lacks though is touch.
Yeah.
So there was.
God.
I don't know
Trust
if
me.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was one like I think it was either De Bruyne or Hazard, one of those guys, put him through down the right hand side, and he took one big touch and burned Miranda. So he passed Miranda, took another touch like to get into the box, took a third touch and like completely lost it, and it went out for a goal kick. Like he literally made this 70-yard run all the way from his own half, and then his last touch he just straight kicked it out for a goal kick. You're just like, come on, dude, you ran all this way for nothing.
Well, I think that, and then he's also not good on a first touch pass with his feet, with his body, like anything above his like legs. He's pretty good, but that I don't know what it is. Yeah,
but yeah, it was a great win. It was a great game to watch. It was super entertaining. That felt like the World Cup final, I think. And I mean, the likelihood is that either France or Belgium, the way the rest of the bracket's looking, that it'll be one of them that wins it. But it was like I said, good win for Belgium. Good performance. Good. They were good defensively for like the first 80 minutes. So yeah,
it's 99 degrees outside.
It's 99 degrees in here.
All right, moving on. We got the games that are going to go on tomorrow, which is going to be Saturday, July 11th. Is that right?
The semifinal? Yeah, I think so.
No, July 7th.
Tomorrow is the next one. Yeah. The semifinals start, I think, the 10th and 11th.
Yeah, we got Russia versus Croatia. Let's be honest here.
Hey, Russia made it this far.
All right, but like the thing is like Russia never got stretched, like they had gotten stretched against Uruguay, and I don't think Spain really did that.
That's true.
And I think that's where Perisic or Sebic, I think that's how you say his name, right?
Sebic?
Isn't it Sebic? Or
Subasic is their goalkeeper.
No, Bebic. Or is it B or the S? B-E-B-I-C.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Not who I thought you were going for.
Yeah. No, because he plays out wide.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of the like those guys are going to be. Perisic. Perisic is definitely. I think this is the game where like we're going to. Well, he's going to have his moment of just straight dominance, getting them out wide, stretching that Russian back line.
I think
exposing them.
I think what we'll see, what Spain were unwilling to do against Russia was just cross the ball into the box.
Yeah. They
tried to tiki-taka their way through Russia the whole time, and it was never working. I think Croatia. And like they have the right man to do it with Mandzukic. I think that Croatia will just they'll start that right away. And I think that they'll really be able to dominate. They have the midfield to be able to dominate the whole game anyway. And just if they can get that service into Mandzukic, they'll be fine.
Yeah. Or if Mandzukic goes down too, they have what's his name? Salinic or something like that.
Oh yeah.
So
from
Fiorentina.
Yeah.
So they definitely have pieces there. Their backline's been playing pretty well so far as well. Mm-hmm. I've been really surprised with Lovren. Sorry, but other than that, I mean, the only way Russia's going to win this game is they park the bus,
penalties,
get to 120 minutes. Hopefully, maybe they might score a goal. Well, but I know definitely Croatia's going to score a goal for sure. So they're going to have to score a goal in this game.
Who did Croatia play in? Denmark?
Yeah.
That game went to penalties. I'm trying to think of how many goals Croatia has conceded. It's not many.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Russia probably get one. Maybe a corner or something. Corner set piece.
Yeah, some set piece goal.
Yeah.
If they do, but I don't see them winning it in the
90 minutes.
Yeah, 90 minutes or 120. I don't see them winning in penalties.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the gist of it, baby. That's all. That's straight up like Russia. They can get to 120 minutes, and like go into penalties again. But Croatia won in penalties, which maybe they should have won that game. Maybe they should have went to penalties. I don't know. Some people could probably argue that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm going with Croatia on this.
So am I.
Easy. Yeah. And then we got Sweden versus England in the last game of Oh no, that's the first game tomorrow. But who you got in this? Or who you got in this one?
I don't trust England. I picked Colombia in the last game. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna choke it. Like Garrett Southgate is not that good of a manager, and I still don't feel, despite the results, that they're really playing that well. That being said, I don't know that Sweden will be able to handle Harry Kane.
That is true.
And this is the Harry Kane team that we're talking about, so I guess that means I need to go for England.
I mean, make a case for Sweden, I think they get pretty organized. They're not like a team that like is very easy to break down. I mean, the game they lost against Germany, that should have been a draw. Like, I don't know, it just the perfect freaking set piece right there. But
Cruz takes that shot another like 9 times. He probably only makes like one of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the way they can like go forward as well, I think is kind of interesting because like the way that they play like a weird style, like or a weird kind of way with Mexico, where like it's kind of like even in a way. You know what I mean? How like I think the last game against Switzerland had the most of possession. But I feel that this game is going to be more like the Mexico game, where it's going to kind of be a little bit more even. And
okay.
But when they have the ball, they make the most out of it. They're not going to mess around with it.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the set pieces, like that's when they'll make I think they'll make the difference. Yeah, or they're going to have to make the big difference and try to get a goal like that through there. I think Forsberg's going to be a big player for them. He's I think their best player. But also, I think he's like their best player, as in he just plays well with everyone. It doesn't matter what team you put him on, him or Red Bull, Leipzig. But it seems like
Leipzig,
or Leipzig.
Yeah.
And I want to go. I want to go England on this one. I feel like Sweden.
It's coming home, Radio.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden won. But I think I would go to England just because I think their midfield with like Lingard and I feel like Lingard or Dele Alli is gonna get like a one where they run the ball in from like the corner of the box in a little bit and then they just kind of shoot it.
Hit that curling shot.
Yeah, the curling shot.
Yeah.
So it'll be like one of those and then a Harry Kane header.
I'm gonna go for a Harry Kane penalty.
Oh, that too probably.
Because he has 6 goals this tournament, I think, and 3 of them are penalties.
Yeah.
And one of them his teammate kicked it into him, and the other one it deflected and then he headed it in.
But I think like Sterling needs to put on. They just need to put pressure on this team. That's all they really need to do.
Sterling, I think, had a little bit of an underappreciated game against Colombia. He made run after run after run. No one would give him the ball. I feel like he made a bunch of good runs and just like no one fed him through the ball.
Yeah, I think
like Henderson and Alli and all them like were just pushing to Kane and pushing to. Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right, and Kyle Walker when he came up and stuff like that. So,
but I think if England does lose this game, I don't think it's like. I think they're still a good team. I think they can. If they get Croatia, I think they can build another case there as well. So
they're capable. The problem is I don't ever trust them to play to their potential.
Yeah.
I just don't. It hasn't happened for a really long time, and I think. I think we might see a couple changes to the team. I think maybe have Sterling come off the bench and play a 2 up front with Vardy. Because obviously the biggest downside to Sterling's game, he might have all the energy and make all the runs, but his finishing is not up to par normally. So I think maybe having Vardy there might help England a little bit more.
Yeah, just making a lot of runs. and putting a lot more pressure
Stretch
on
the back line a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good pitch. I don't know if they're gonna play him. If anything, Southgate I think likes Rashford more. Seems like
Rashford hasn't been playing at all. Hardly.
Yeah, but when he goes in, he's going in for Sterling.
Yeah.
So that's on that. So it seems like he's picking him over them or over.
He took a good penalty. He took a good penalty.
And Vardy is also kind of like he comes on for he's like the number 9, the extra number 9 they have. So I don't know, maybe we'll see. Because it's not like Rashford can't play up top either. If like one of those two get hurt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, England for me too, for sure. Even though we got the same picks.
Like I said, or like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if Sweden wins this game.
Yeah.
I think Sweden's been a little underappreciated, and I think in the beginning people thought they were just overachieving, but the more games they played, the more it's kind of looking like seems actually pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty organized.
Yeah,
they're not missing Zlatan as much as everyone thought they were going to.
That game against Italy, or the two games that against Italy seems more legitimate now.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. I don't think Italy's a bad team. They're just terribly organized. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. I kind of want to have a discussion in a way, just a quick one. Josh just invited me to play Xbox, but no, we're not going to play with Josh. Quick discussion, because I was talking about you in the comments. I was talking on Facebook about the World Cup and stuff, and how a lot of people are saying it's rubbish in a way.
Rubbish?
Yeah.
For this World Cup?
Yeah.
What World Cup have they been watching?
Well, I don't know. I guess it's like especially with Brazil coming out of this today, and like I think a lot of people are like they're expecting bigger teams, but I'm like I don't think they've watched soccer closely enough. Because you know how people just watch it for the World Cup, watching it, they don't know what's going on in between, and I think they're not used to seeing a Belgium, for sure. Even though like Belgium was their last World Cup, and it's almost like this identical team they had last World Cup besides like Deke or Michu Batshuayi.
Yeah.
But like, see France, I guess like maybe because France they got past the first round and lost to Germany. And then now we're seeing on the other side of Croatia, which we've paid attention to, like Modric and Rakitic. Those are not house. I would say to the common World Cup fan, they're not common names, I guess. But now
I would say Modric is, if anyone in Croatia is moderately like well known, it would be Modric.
Yeah, but I'm saying like worldwide, like as in like anyone.
Yeah.
When you hear, and then you see like obviously England, and no one like gives England like going into this tournament, like England so far has been like on par with my picks, or as in like it's been
like they're playing as well as you thought they were playing.
Yeah, and then they're also like in this exact spot that I had them in.
Okay. And
like same with France and Belgium, I got it all the way to that game for sure with that exact bracket looking thing.
Okay, yeah.
The only one is the Russia-Croatia one. I think I had
Spain coming through.
Yeah, Spain on that one. So it's like a little I had Spain on the other side because I had Spain winning the group.
Spain did wasn't good.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
Portugal came in second. Yeah.
I can't read. But yeah. So it's kind of interesting because like I think it's like kind of weird to make that, but also there's like the traditional powers that I think are going to be back for the next Euros and next World Cup, like your Netherlands, your Italy's, and then in South America your Chile's, and then seeing like what you had the other teams like you had Panama, you had Tunisia, you had Iran who played decent, and then you had Saudi Arabia, so you got like kind of a weaker pool of teams in a way. And like I was just like laying out the argument for like saying that like that person if they think it's rubbish, like if they're not seeing like the competitiveness from teams they expect it from, but I think that's because I think there's a lack of competitiveness in those teams, but also you're just seeing a different age of not a passing of a torch, but a different era of international soccer in a way.
There was they've been talking about the World Cup. Probably like the only time they really talk about soccer on PTI was during the World Cup, just about. And Michael Wilbon made a really good point about they were talking when Germany was officially like out of the group stage. They were talking about how big of a shock it was that the number one team and the previous champion was already eliminated in the group stages. And what Wilbon said was, which I guess I was aware of, but he kind of just reiterated the point a little bit, is that like he would care more about Germany being eliminated if the World Cup was every year.
Yeah.
The fact that it's 4 years, like everyone is different. in sometimes major ways 4 years later. I mean, look at it the other way. Look at a team like the Netherlands who played in a World Cup semifinal in 2014 and then couldn't even qualify.
And they were the final the previous year.
Right. They lost to Spain in the previous World Cup. You're right. So his point was that it doesn't really matter too much because of how much time has passed. And then more to what you were saying about, I think maybe Germany specifically, there was a little bit of complacency. There was not a lot of, this is basic, minus maybe off the top of my head, like Mario Götze and Schürrle and Miroslav, not having Miroslav Klose this year. He's been injured. I don't think they brought him.
Yeah. So they're definitely missing.
So like, there's a few people, but no major people. But Lahm retired, right?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Lahm and Miroslav Klose, Schweinsteiger, sure. Yeah. Although was he playing in the last? Was he starting in the last World Cup? Schweinsteiger.
He was coming in as a sub.
Okay. So I feel like maybe they had the most experienced team, and they basically had the same starting 11 that they had in the previous World Cup. And Royce, I guess, was added in too because he was injured for the last World Cup. But it definitely felt like there was complacency there. Some of the other teams, I think, like France, for example, they have had a recent injection of young blood. I think France doesn't have the experience that people think that they do. It's because like Mbappe and people like that. Yeah, Varane. Conte,
Varane played 4 years ago, World Cup, but he wasn't like a staple because it was him and Koscielny that were starting, from what I remember.
I think Rami would have been in there.
Okay.
And Umtiti wasn't there. Mbappe wasn't there. Conte was not big yet, or he would have just. That year they would have. Was it the year after?
It was the year after. Wait, no, maybe that.
I think that was the year that they won.
Maybe I think it was because Vardy didn't come out into like the England team until the Euros.
Okay, all right. So I feel like that team doesn't have as much experience as people thought, so they were like using the group stages kind of work out the kinks a little bit,
as I predicted.
Yeah. Belgium, I think that really this is their first. I think we're seeing kind of more of what Belgium should be this World Cup. England is the same. I put them kind of in the same boat as France. They have people that weren't around really the last time.
Yeah, I think the only guys that I remember on that squad was Sterling.
Sterling, Henderson.
Yeah, Henderson. Cahill, but he didn't play, I don't think.
Sterling, Henderson, Cahill.
Cahill played, but he wasn't. He's not really getting playing time right now.
Right, yeah, because Maguire and Stone. Anyway, so I think for us who pay attention, like we see all these little differences. The like casual person that's just watching the World Cup they're gonna tune when the World Cup is over on the 15th or whatever. They're gonna tune out until
maybe they watch
until 2022,
and then basically they're not gonna watch until Qatar.
Right. So I think we notice all the small differences, and we're more in touch with why some of the bigger teams aren't playing as well as they could. Like Spain, like we talked, England and France are a little bit younger with some new people, not a lot of experience. Spain is at the end, fading out. Germany might be fading out. So like there are just so many changes that can happen over the course of 4 years. And I think that as far as just pure entertainment value, kind of I guess went on a long tangent there, but the initial question you're kind of asking is like, is the World Cup entertaining this year, like without the big teams?
No, is it the quality of my thing is the same quality of teams there from previous World Cups? That's like my real question. That's what I was saying. Like I was going to get to was because I was saying is that it's nice for these teams that are filling in those spots, but they're only there because like there's no one else because they're just happy.
The bigger teams are faulted.
Yeah, and they're just good. They're not a great team or better, and like that's what like I'm saying is like even like the U.S. not being in this World Cup, I would definitely want the U.S. over Panama for sure because like we play. It's not like we're better. Well, we are better. But
it's not like we're better, but we are.
Yeah, but it's just like we messed up, just like Chile, just like Italy. Because we're the last 30 years we've been, I would say, the most competitive, even over Mexico, in the sense of like playing teams well, not like. I mean, we've lost like 2006 was probably like the worst showing because we didn't get out of the group, but we definitely gotten out of groups, and especially the last one, that was a group of death. Mm-hmm. And I thought we were going to move forward from that, but we didn't. because we just mismanaged and in between managers as well.
If Donovan was there and not Chris Wondolowski
We
at the
would
near
have
post,
we
right
would
there,
have
we
beat
would have
this
beat Belgium.
we would have beat this exact Belgium team, and it would have been another step forward. And then players not, and that's that's another whole
And
argument.
Altidore not getting hurt because he like messed up his hamstring in the first game.
That's like a whole nother discussion on why the U.S. didn't make the World Cup, because I mean we could even go into that later on another episode. But like even like the U.S. not being there, obviously there'd be more attention, but like having like more that we throw that competitiveness into like the pool of teams. We're not gonna just lay down there and just like take it, like Panama, Tunisia, even though some of them played well, but
Egypt, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I guess that's who Egypt. But like it just there is a lack, I think, for sure. Like I definitely would take Chile over Peru, even though I don't. I know you say that CONMEBOL is very competitive.
Yeah, I just don't think that anyone that qualifies out of CONMEBOL that's a fluke. Yeah. Obviously, Peru did not show up to this World Cup.
Yeah.
But you can't play that many games again. Like they had to play consistently against like Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia. Yeah. Like they had to beat and play with all those teams to get to where they were.
Yeah. But and then even like I would say in the next Euros, hopefully Netherlands gets their stuff together. Italy will be back. I think they need to just revamp that team. Give some players some playing time on the back line.
Mario Balotelli.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
Exactly, and that's like another problem.
That's what they're missing a center forward. And I'd say him and Giovinco.
Yeah, and then also Chile will be back because like the CONMEBOL next year. I would say Chile will have one more run at it. I feel maybe we'll see. It's gonna be pretty hot in Qatar, so.
Yeah, isn't there? And this is another like tangent, but there was talk when Qatar first was awarded the World Cup that it was actually going to be moved to the winter.
Yeah,
because of the heat.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So I don't know what's going to happen there. I think I agree with you as far like the teams that are left aren't as talented as like they're just not. They don't have the quality front to back.
Sweden, Russia, Uruguay, even though they have quality players up top and on the back with midfield, they're lacking. France is just lacking experience. Belgium's lacking experience. I would say Brazil, not to knock their midfield, but I feel like the midfield isn't the best, and like I feel like there's too much going forward for that to hold that midfield. You know what I mean? There's too much.
I guess.
I feel like.
I think their midfield's fine.
I don't know. I don't like it because like I think it's too much pressure on them to have to defend what's coming back from what's going forward.
I think they have like two of the best CDMs in the world, like in Casemiro and Fernandinho. I think I don't see that. I don't think of that as their problem.
I think that's the problem. Anyways,
I'm glad you brought up Brazil though, because so obviously like Belgium put Brazil out today. We were talking about that earlier in the podcast. I feel like just kind of the way they went out and the way that Brazil has been playing, like they had those two really late goals in the group stage to win one of their games. They drew against Switzerland. Anyway, like the way that the results kind of fumbled out. I almost feel like Brazil is becoming Argentina. I feel like they are another team that I don't think ever since that 7-1. Obviously they did well in qualifying, but I don't think that team plays nearly as well in reality as it should on paper.
Yes, but I think they're not going to turn down Argentina because I think they can replace players better than Argentina, though. I think they produce better.
They're obviously younger than Argentina, but I feel like this could become.
I think they produce too many. They produce enough good players in each slot or each position to where Argentina has to configure a different formation because they're lacking players in certain positions. And I mean, Messi's obviously there, but and that's another thing too. Like Argentina wasn't giving this tournament at all.
Right.
They're god awful, and like they went to the semifinals last tournament. But yeah, I mean, Russia is only there I think because of like home field, just get their feeling at the moment, and they're also no one's like really playing like weakness in a way. I would say.
Yeah, I think that despite the lack of quality, like technical ability, maybe. I don't think at all that it's taken away from the entertainment factor. Like I think this has been a great World Cup. I think it's been a really good test run for VAR. I think that they're still kind of fine tuning that system, and I think when it's been used appropriately. I think there's a couple of times maybe that they should have used it that they didn't, but for the most part, it's been pretty smooth. Not really any big controversies in this World Cup. Entertaining games, especially in the knockout stages. There were a couple dull group stage games, but that's what happens with some of the lesser teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and it was a really great last day of the group stage too. Like there weren't nothing was decided.
Yeah, until the only ones that were decided were like 2 groups.
England, Belgium, but like they were fighting for who was going to be on which side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Well, it's like even that game meant something.
Yeah.
I think every time there was a group where, because Russia, Uruguay, and England, Belgium, I think both times where first and second had already qualified, those two teams were playing each other on the last day, so it made that game interesting anyway.
Yeah.
So just the way that it worked out, everything, like all of the groups had stuff to play for at the end. The knockout stages have been really good. I mean, we've had three penalty kick games in like the round of 16.
Yeah.
Like that, and it was great.
Okay.
So like it's been a great World Cup.
Good World Cup, not the quality that we would like, but we would like better quality, as in like teams. But something different. Hopefully, I want to see a new team or a new country to win. So
to win.
So that would be Croatia.
I mean, it's gonna. Well, I guess can't be. England's won, so I guess can't be.
Yeah,
Croatia.
I mean, if Sweden won, then yeah, that'd be crazy.
In any case, someone's gonna get to the final that hasn't been to the final since the 60s.
Besides France.
Not on the right side.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because Croatia's never been to a final, Russia's never been to a final, Sweden's never been to a final, England hasn't been since the 60s.
Yeah.
So someone's gonna be there for the first time in a while.
Exactly. Cool. Awesome. Let us know in the comments down below if we're wrong or if we're right or if you agree or disagree. It's all good. Start some cool commenting and whatnot.
Some cool commenting.
And so that has been Undrafted Opinions, ladies and gentlemen. This is the part of the video where you like it. You can subscribe to the College Avenue channel. And this is also where you share it with your other friends that like the stuff that we talk about on sports. We're going to get back to some baseball stuff. We're going to look at free agency for the NBA maybe, and then I'll start getting into football, preseason stuff, or pre-lookout for college football and for the NFL. And that's it. We'll see you guys later. Bye.